Hello there guys, welcome back to another video on Doggy Breast Video. In today's video we will having a look into Jurassic World Rebirth is official trailer. As we know, this is probably Rexy, but what my best guess is, because we haven't seen Junior and there are some speculations, but the head is missing in this shot, or there isn't a head, meaning it is probably an extinct dinosaur, unless it's a different T-Rex, because Rexy won't be gone, but from that just seen, because as we know, Rexy is the star of the whole franchise, so there's most likely a thing where she will come back on screen. And now continuing with the trailer, I know this has not been breakdown, everyone thinks it's Rexy, but my best guess is probably another T-Rex, unless they took the Indominus Rex and used that, because that is way too big to be Rexy. Because if we look at this, Rexy's like double size to humans, that thing's quadruple. So I don't think that would be the thing. And we know the Indoraptor is roughly up to some of these pillars wall. On the side there's a little casket with like horns on it. Half of that is probably the Indoraptor size. So yeah, most likely this is a different dinosaur. Maybe it could be the new dinosaur that they discovered. Who knows? Continuing.
Our mission specialist. Sorry, what mission?
When he says, sorry, what mission? He doesn't know, meaning they forced him into that. That's quite interesting.
This would be a medical breakthrough that could save countless lives. It comes from the largest dinosaurs on the planet. Oh my god. Fortunately for us, all these species exist in one isolated place. Can you be ready tomorrow?
I can guarantee your safety. I mean, more or less.
More or less?
More or less. What do you mean by more or less? Is someone gonna die in this movie?
He's your guy?
We're the best at moving things and people in and out of places they shouldn't be.
Move up towards Barbados. Avoid government patrol, but
Now I'm gonna just come back a bit.
move up towards Barbados.
Look, so if you look closely, that looks similar to Nublar or Sorna, but it also said Barbados, so this could be, because we know back in the day Hammond bought like 5 islands and he only ended up using 2. And it makes sense because we only saw the bottom half of Sorna, meaning that the top half hasn't been discovered. Meaning this is most likely the top half of Sorna, but it looks very different. Like, I know in the other top area, closer to the camera, opposite of the mug, or near his hand, it shows a little pointy thing, and it's like curves off. That is most likely the tippity top of Sorna, because we know Nublar has Sorna upside down, but that bit's on a curve, meaning that Sorna is most likely a map of Sorna. That's what I'm saying.
Avoid government patrol, but there aren't that many anymore.
Why's that?
No one's dumb enough to go where we're going.
No. Actually, people are kind of dumb enough to go where they're going, because they are going there, because that's very simple. Look, oh.
No one's dumb enough to go where we're going.
There. You can see those islands in the fog in the distance, and the fog up there, and then the big mountain range. This is the top of Sorna. This is most definitely the top of Sorna. And in the distance, you can actually see more of the island, which is most likely Sorna.
This island was the research facility for the original Jurassic Park.
Yeah. So, what they would do, they would grow the animals on Sorna. Create all these things on Sorna, then ship some to Nublar to see how they would handle it. Once those are done, the ones that are incompatible would either be sent into the restricted zone or back to Sorna. But with the Indominus Rex, the restricted zone seems quite new. That is probably because of they ran out of room on Sorna, or the Spinosaurus had been killing everything on Sorna. As we also know, a lot of the things are there. So if the Spinosaurus is no longer on Sorna, but when they say the from the Sorna, and in Jurassic Park 3, we see that boat that's in a little lake. That is most likely in the lake that's in between the top part and the lower part of Isla Sorna, which makes a lot more sense if you think about it, because it just assumes that there's a lot more energy towarding that. And the fact that these embryonic chambers here, on the scene that we've paused on, they actually kind of look modern. But in Jurassic Park 3, the incubators were kind of small. So, if there's anything here, I would say it is probably definitely there.
We need DNA from the 3 biggest dinosaurs.
DNA from the 3 biggest dinosaurs. Ever heard of the thing called InGen? They could have just gone to InGen and got the embryos from there. But I guess InGen has been shut down and no one owns it after John Hammond and Mr. Masrani died.
Do we have to get a sample from an egg? I suppose we could try and get it from the parent, but they're a flying carnivore the size of an F-16.
Now, when he says, I suppose we could try to get it from the parent, but it's the size of a carnivore from an size of a carnivore of an F-16. F-16 raptors are huge. They are quite big. So imagine an F-16 raptor, the size of your house, and that likes to eat meat. You're cooked.
Maybe we should make it quick.
Get the sample. This summer?
These dinosaurs.
Yeah, see, that's Sorna.
Dangerous for the original park.
Yeah, that's what Sorna is for. It's for the more dangerous dinosaurs.
The worst of the worst. We're left here.
Wait, I just heard the T-Rex sound. That sounded so similar to the Indominus Rex. If you guys did not hear that, go back to the trailer, watch that bit, and then watch Jurassic World. It sounds exactly like the Indominus Rex and the Giganotosaurus. That is so similar, bro. Nah, I feel like that is what it is. Like, and there was another YouTuber that I saw. I'll put his name in the comments because I can't remember it at the moment. But yeah, that is most likely what it is. Now, if you listen here, that's just the Indominus growling kind of. Yeah, there's the D-Rex there, and then they're running. And then if you listen closely, you could actually hear the Indominus Rex. What I'm guessing from this movie is that they get chased down by the D-Rex, then they're on the boat, and then the Spinosaurus and the Mosasaur attack them. Then they crash land, and then the D-Rex shows up for the final battle. I'll explain that at the end of the video. Yeah, because they crashed through a gate, and look here. This looks like they've recently just crashed or something.
We put ourselves in a place we don't belong.
Yeah, and the T-Rex. Also, that scene just there with the bio thing, definitely flashback. That is most likely Junior. Now this bit. This is what I'm saying. They try to make it to the end, but then the boat crashes back on the island, and then the final showdown shows to the T-Rex and stuff. Because with the Mosasaurus, in Jurassic World, in Jurassic World, the Indominus Rex was fighting 3 raptors. Echo, Echo, Blue, and Delta. Yeah, Delta. And so the Spinosaurus represents the other ones because that black one with the water with the yellow spine, that represents something, and then the other two are just plain like the normal one. And then the Mosasaurus came in and jumped on its neck and nom-nommed the Indominus Rex. What I'm getting is that this Jurassic World Rebirth Mosasaurus is just is literally just the one from Jurassic World, because in Jurassic World Dominion, you could see that it was getting more grayer and it was having a similar tone to this. And if these Spinosaurus was created especially just on this island, meaning this is quite recent, so probably after right before the Fallen Kingdom, because these things look like don't look that old, and because there was a lot of security measures earlier, but the D-Rex is like 50 or something. That doesn't make no sense.
What the hell are those?
They're helping the mosasaur defend territory, stalk, hunt.
None of what you just said is good.
Exactly, none of it what it said is good. It looks like they just got the stuff, like they just escaped the island. And then there, they get crashed back onto the island. And that all happens, and then they get cooked like raw beef. So July 2nd is when it releases. I'm just going to go grab some. I'm just going to go look at this. How the D-Rex. How the D-Rex will die. So there's a lot of consumption of how the D-Rex will die. I'm just trying to look for it. I'm gonna. Okay. I don't know why. I'm gonna have a look for it. You guys, just pause it.
No way that
Okay,
this
guys, I
creature
found
will
it.
Kill the D-Rex in Jurassic World Rebirth.
So it's a YouTuber by Skunk Kyle. Skunk
Yo
Style.
guys, what is up? Welcome back to another
Gonna watch
Jurassic
some of
World
this. We already
Rebirth
watched some of this
analysis
though.
video. In this one, I'll be discussing how the following creature dies. No, not this crap. I'm talking about this. Right here is the Distortus Rex.
D-Rex.
I'm going to be talking about how this thing will die, and how I believe it will have something to do with the new Mosasaurus. So if you're excited for Jurassic World Rebirth, and of course the D-Rex, then please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. It may be a small click for you, but it means
I already
a lot
did
for me.
this.
Without further ado, let's get into it. So let me just start by giving you some context. The Distortus Rex is a mutant. Yes, it's not a dinosaur. It's not a hybrid. Yeah, it's a completely new, kind of prototype of species. And many believe the D-Rex, the Distortus Rex, was the prototype to creating Tyrannosaurus Rex. So they created a mutant accidentally, and they were trying to create a complete dinosaur Rex. She confirms that this is the research facility for the original Jurassic Park. What's her name now? Scarlett Johansson. That was it. So why do I think the D-Rex will die because of the Mosasaurus? Well, you see, I know this is probably going to be wrong, but I have some theories. My theory one is that the Wikipedia released a major spoiler. Take a look at the two images I'm going to put up here. So these are the two.
Yeah, do look how they're positioned. The second one is fan art style, but that is probably how they're gonna look, because if you look, the bluer Mosasaurus is actually just the same one. It's just a lighter color, meaning this is a younger one to the older one. So like Jurassic World Mosasaurus, Jurassic World Rebirth Mosasaurus. That is my thinking, and in here they said, okay, so I don't know what that is, bro. So, yeah, so they said the Mosasaurus was going to kill a long time. They said the Mosasaurus was going to kill it a long time ago, buddy. They also said the spiders were going to find it too, maybe, I think. It says, dang. Yeah, but it will make sense for why it would genuinely win. So that makes sense. I'm going to stop the video here. Thank you guys. Have a nice day and goodbye now. Welcome to Jurassic World Rebirth Theory. Okay, never mind. Goodbye, guys. See you in the next one. Bye-bye now.